All right, all right. Hey, listen, bad run of luck for this poor fellow over in the Pagans Motorcycle Club Nation. He just got a big bad prison sentence. They've having a little trouble over there here recently. Anyway, we missed it this morning, so here we are this evening. We will be back at you with this story right after this. All righty. So we I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. Normally we're on at 10ish, sometime 10ish in the morning. This morning we bought a new machine, new Roadcaster Pro 2, and it utterly ate itself 5 minutes before the show. I want to thank Mike Ball for spending hours on the phone with me, as well as Big Cell. Just thank you guys for helping me get this thing going, man. Appreciate you. All right. So this is an ugly one. I don't care who you are, or whatever you got going on. This is not something that any human being wants to go through. Pagan Motorcycle Club leader, they say motorcycle gang leader, sentenced in Raleigh to 75 years in prison. Holy God, for drug trafficking, says the U.S. Department of Justice. Holy God, and they are proud about this one. I'll tell you. So let me just go ahead and let's see, play this. It says I got 10 seconds.
Operation.
Yeah, okay, let me get to the beginning for
Justice.
you guys.
Authority.
Here we go. Sorry about that.
Announced federal authority.
Here we
State
go.
and federal.
They always do this to me. Okay, now let me see if I can enlarge this for you. So this one is this story here is here we go.
Federal authorities are cracking down on outlaw motorcycle gangs. CBS 17's Lillian Donahue is live for us in Raleigh, where agencies announced the prison sentence for one leader convicted of trafficking drugs into North Carolina. Lillian.
Yeah, authorities told me today that Christopher Baker was a key leader in the Pagans Motorcycle Club. He will now spend the rest of his life in federal prison.
Christopher Baker was a prolific meth trafficker.
Guns, drugs, and the open road.
Baker used guns and violence as tools of the trade.
U.S. Attorney Michael Easley said Christopher Baker, sentenced to 75 years for trafficking more than 260 kilos of meth into North Carolina. Authorities say Baker, based in Raleigh, was a national leader for the Pagans Motorcycle Club.
Pagans are among the big four motorcycle gangs recognized as serious domestic threats by the Department of Justice.
Authorities said Baker didn't act alone.
Is a clear example of how Mexican cartels partner with American gangs to traffic methamphetamine and other synthetic drugs to every corner of our state and our country.
Easley said the 15-month multi-state, multi-agency investigation found frequent intimidation, violence, and even orders to kill.
In his utter disregard for the law.
Raleigh Police Chief Estella Patterson said Baker's sentencing is just a start. She shared a warning directly to those in organized crime groups.
Hear me when I say we're not tolerable of your behavior, and we're coming after you and all those who aid and abet you.
This isn't the first time the Pagans Motorcycle Club has made Raleigh headlines. In a completely separate incident, a Pagan member was killed on New Year's Day. 5 men of a rival gang have now been arrested for murder in that case.
Be they the Pagans or any others that are engaged in violence here in North Carolina, we absolutely are paying close attention to.
And Baker is one of 20 other defendants in this operation that includes around a dozen other Pagan Motorcycle Club members, as well as 2 drug suppliers. Reporting live in downtown Raleigh, Lillian Donahue, CBS 17 News.
So they're quite proud of this this bust. The police had
Department's
a
covert operation.
they had an entire 18-minute and 10-second long speech where all of them, even the police chief herself, showed up, and it was really kind of it was it was did they take it away from me? It was, you know, the victory dance, if you will. So I want to play that for you. Not all 18 minutes of it, just the first few minutes of them talking. And she did say, "Now hear me. I'm serious when I say." And so the police chief there. I'm waiting for this to queue back up here. The police chief there really did. Try to make her point known. So let's get into it right here. See if we can get it up. Uh, Come on, holy Moses! Here.
Department's
Here we go. Oh, what happened? Really? Are they going to throw an advertisement? Is that what's going on? You almost can't win with this thing. I had it queued up, and then it's doing this dance here. But let me
covert operations and surveillance, as well as federal wiretaps to collect evidence up and down the eastern seaboard and right here in eastern North Carolina. Christopher Baker was a prolific meth trafficker, trafficking over 260 kilos of highly pure methamphetamine with nearly 100% purity. Of those 260 odd kilos that he trafficked in the 2 years before his arrest, there's a photograph to my right of 5 kilograms of crystal methamphetamine on the back of a Honda that was part of this operation. Christopher Baker's network spanned the Carolinas. His network spanned the entire East Coast. But he was supplied by two main sources of crystal methamphetamine. First, directly from a cartel source in Atlanta, and second, from a white supremacist gang known as the Ghost-Faced Gangsters. Baker used guns and violence as tools of the trade to further his drug trafficking and advance his status in the Pagans. Guns seized by the ATF and the Raleigh Police Department are on display here, including a Tech 9 handgun, a sawed-off shotgun, and 2 fully automatic machine guns. But our investigation did not stop with Baker. Also indicted among these 20 defendants include his Atlanta-based sources of supply. The 75-year sentence that Chief Judge Richard Myers imposed on Baker reflects Baker's violence, his propensity for violence, and his utter disregard for the law. In one example, an aspiring pagan known as a prospect was alleged to have stolen from another pagan. Baker ordered that the prospect be tortured and his fingers cut off with an electric saw while he forced others to watch. Baker also ordered the killing of 2 people, thankfully unsuccessfully. One was rescued by the intervention of Raleigh Police Department and the ATF, which put the potential victim into protective custody. ATF and the Raleigh Police Department should be commended for their incredible work in this investigation. Their officers and their agents put their lives on the line every day to keep the rest of us safe, and we all owe them a great debt of gratitude. As for Christopher Baker, he's been stripped of his patches, stripped of his colors, stripped of his motorcycle. He will never again feel the freedom of the open road that millions of law-abiding bikers enjoy every day.
You hear that? They know what we love, and very, very, very proud of that. Stripped of his bike, his motorcycle, his freedom to ride.
He will spend the rest of his life in federal prison. The Justice Department is sending a clear message to organized crime across this country and across the state of North Carolina. if you sow violence and traffic drugs in the state of North Carolina, we will come for you and we will hold you to account. I want to highlight two elements of this case which illustrate a growing problem: meth and machine guns. First, if you traffic drugs while possessing an automatic machine gun, to include the fully automatic machine guns like those on this table, you will face a 30-year mandatory minimum. And I want that to be known. Second, as to methamphetamine, the methamphetamine that we are seeing in eastern North Carolina and across the country is not meth that's cooked in a bathtub with Sudafed. This is highly pure, cartel-made methamphetamine cooked in a Mexican lab with a degree of purity that we have not seen in recent years. Nearly 100% purity. The methamphetamine, in terms of the volume, the quantity, and the potency in this case, is absolutely staggering. This case is a clear example of how Mexican cartels partner with American gangs to traffic methamphetamine and other synthetic drugs to every corner of our state and our country. It is increasingly driving people to psychosis, to homelessness, and it's ripping families and communities apart. Stopping violent organizations like this one in disrupting the flow of methamphetamine to our communities is a top priority for my office and the Department of Justice. Our investigation into outlaw motorcycle gangs continues, and it will continue until those who are violent and bringing drugs into this community are brought to justice.
Did he almost have a Freudian slip there? I thought he was going to say MFers.
This is part of a sustained effort, a collaboration with the Raleigh Chief of Police and her incredible team.
Anyway, he goes on and he has
and federal law enforcement agencies across eastern North Carolina.
In gun violence, firearms trafficking, and drug trafficking. This case has been particularly important.
We are somewhat limited, and so it really will devote.
Let me find it for
in
you.
every case attention to are functionally and.
Well, we don't want to miss her, but we saw her say what she said earlier, but I want you guys to hear this because I made a short little meme on this. This was kind of crazy. Come on, computer, catch up. Catch up.
Motorcycle Club, typically path, subject to change. Anything you'd add to that?
Listen to this.
I think it's like I say, just we have.
You guys, I want you to hear this. Listen good right here. Listen.
Have a lot of outlaw motorcycle gangs out there that consider themselves the 1%ers, and those are always the you have obviously recreational motorcycle gangs, but the ones that we really pay attention to are those ones that identify as the 1%er. And not,
did you hear that?
Those are always the you have.
Did you hear that? There's 1%er motorcycle clubs out there, which are motorcycle gangs, and then there are recreational motorcycle gangs out there. Recreational motorcycle gangs. Which one are you? Are you a motorcycle gang or are you a recreational motorcycle gang?
This out
you
there.
You got to hear this again.
And of course, clarify any further than I have on sort of the structure and organization roughly. There's a bit of literature on this that's out there.
Check this out. Here it goes.
Things are subject to change. Anything you'd add to that?
No, I think it's just, like I say, just we have a lot of outlaw motorcycle gangs out there that consider themselves the 1%ers, and those are always the you have obviously recreational motorcycle gangs, but the ones that we really pay attention to are those ones that identify as the 1%er.
All right, my recreational motorcycle gang friends. You recreational motorcycle gangers, you. You recreational motorcycle gangers, you. Oh, my goodness. So, if you ever wondered how they view you, they view you as motorcycle gangs, recreational motorcycle gangs. Hey, chainsaw, there'll be no cursing. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. It's hard to win. Oh, so I'm getting a t-shirt made. Recreational Motorcycle Gang member. Right here, right now, bros. But see y'all all at the rec center. Oh my goodness. Listen, I want to thank Frost too for being on the phone with me today and helping me get this problem fixed. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And as you can see, we are back up and broadcasting. So listen, somebody said he had to know this was coming. Yeah, when you live this life, you know eventually, or when you live that life rather, you know eventually the number runs out. You know, CNN was playing this thing about the two brothers they accused of putting a gas fire on the opium epidemic, and you know they just got done with their prison terms. So it is part of the game, I guess. If you play that game, you know what you have to deal with. And unfortunately, 75 years at that time in his life is probably a life sentence, unless unless they come up with some kind of way that some youth of fountain of youth or something. That would be kind of cool. Other than that, it's not a good thing. So it's the news story for today. It is what it is. Why do you speak on clubs you're not a part of? If you know so much about MC culture, I think you'd know better. Hey, this is a news channel. You know, you don't have to watch. You can just go back to the Madness channel and do your thing. That's fine with me. So there's plenty of people on here watching, and I'm not speaking on anything that's not in the news. So it's not like I'm telling any secrets or anything. We speak on. Sometimes the clubs ask us to speak for them. You know, when the clubs ask us to speak for them, I don't hear you on here then. You know, so get myself upset by somebody. All right, man. That's it. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents. And who says I know so much about the culture? You know so much. I never said I know so much about the culture. You did. I don't have anything written anywhere that says I, Black Dragon, know so much about the culture. Probably need to add that in there. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and we'll be glad to have you guys as part of the show. I don't suppose you'll be hitting the like, share, or subscribe notification bell at all. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm Black Dragon. Thanks for tuning in. Stay with those New Year's resolutions. We are in the, just in the second month, guys. Keep it going. And we hope better for the MC world. We're hoping that, we wish for the best for everybody. That goes without saying. All right. Take care. Have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.
Hey subscribers, whenever you are in Macon, Georgia, you have to get over to my Motorcycle Club Brothers Cigar Lounge. Haley's Cigar Lounge on Ingleside Avenue has a night or several nights just right for you. Monday night football kicks off the week. Wednesday is whiskey night. Thursday, ladies night. Saturdays are make your night. And wrapping up the weekend, it's Sunday football. Haley's is closed on Tuesdays. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere at Haley's. Hang out at the bar or outside on the patio. They can also host your small events. Haley's Cigar Lounge, 2308 Ingleside Avenue in Macon, Georgia. Be sure to tell them Black Dragon sent you.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years, and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing into the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.